Hello everyone, my name is History Nuggets, and today we are going to be talking about the Second Partition of Poland. The Second Partition would begin in 1790 with the understanding of neighboring nations that Poland was not going too well. It would force itself into an alliance with Prussia, giving false hope that the Commonwealth has found a friend they help rebuild. With Poland going under political reforms, neighboring nations began getting angry, especially Catherine II of Russia. Russian forces, as a result, would invade. The war would become the Polish-Russian War of 1792, with Russian forces crossing into Ukraine in May 1792. The Russians would encounter heavy resistance with the main forces standing here. After a withdrawal in the southern Bug River, King Poniatowski abandoned Ukraine, moving to Volhynia. This would culminate in the Battle of Buskowatski, with the Poles losing. Poniatowski would gain reinforcements and would defeat the Russians at the Battle of Zielenice on the 18th of June. This would be celebrated greatly by the Poles. The Russians would keep advancing despite this loss, under the command of Poniatowski. The Polish army would retreat. On the 7th of July, after constantly retreating, the Poles and Russians would fight at the Battle of Dubianka, becoming a draw. The Poles would then retreat yet again, thanks to the more supplied Russians flanking his positions. During all of this was the Northern Theater, mainly fought in the Grand Duchy of Lithuania. The Russians would cross into the Commonwealth, and the Prussians here would betray the Poles with denials to help against the Russians. The army of Lithuania would not fight during the war, instead opting to retreat heavily. Minsk would then be taken, and under Josef Yurshetsky would fight at the Battle of Mur, becoming a major Russian victory. The Russians would continue their advance, with the Commonwealth retreating at Grodno. After more victories, the Polish army would withdraw towards Warsaw after a defeat at Zelva. The Russians would take Grodno and Białystok. It would take Brest. The Commonwealth would gain a surprising win at Krzyżewski, however. The war would then end after Prince Poniatowski and Kuretsko realized their loss. What last battle would occur on the 26th of July at Mazowskie, where the Russians would get pushed back. The Poles would sue for peace, however, due to them realizing that Russian victory was inevitable. The Polish military was greatly offended and angry at this. The next year, in 1793, Prussia and Russia signed a treaty, wishing to gain more lands in Poland. Russian and Prussian troops would then take control of territories they claimed from the previous war. Grodno's Sejm would agree to these territorial demands, becoming the last Sejm of the Commonwealth. The Russians would receive much territory around Minsk and Itzlav and would become new vice-royalties for the Russians. The Prussians would receive Danzig and Turun, forming South Prussia. The Poles would lose over half of their population, with their kingdom only having 4 million people now. The reformers after this would gain much more support, and the monarchy would lose prestige, resulting in the Kozacko uprising and the eventual Third Partition of Poland. This is History Nuggets. Thank you for watching.